I think this is our fifth talk today, and we are continuing talking about differential privacy. This is great. So my name is Kien. I am a research scientist at Meta, and today I will talk about Presto-Native noisy aggregations for privacy-preserving workflows. And as you know, at Meta, we have a lot of people, billions of users using all kinds of different products. And because of that, there's also tons of different kinds of data analysis workflows that running constantly for all kinds of business needs. And differential privacy, because of its strong privacy protections, as we all know, it is one of very important privacy-enhancing technology that deployed by Meta to help us protect user privacy while doing massive data analysis for all kinds of business needs. But we also know that deploying DP at large scale, especially at Meta scale, is a very challenging task. And here we only want to highlight a few of the challenges here. The scale of the problem, the diversity of other different kinds of workflows, the expertise needed to deploy DP in practice, and then other policy aspects as well. So the scale, as I mentioned, it's just massive. It's billions of users. So all the DP algorithm we deploy, it really have to be very efficient. Then it's not just the amount of data. The diversity of all different kinds of workflows also requires the DP tooling to be really flexible to adopt to all these different workflows, like ad hoc queries directly from the analyst, or like data pipeline that running every day, scheduled to run every day, for example. And then those things coupled with the expertise we often required to implement DP, that means that it's almost impractical for individuals and even sometimes teams to really implement and deploy DP at scale. And we have that easily cause like inconsistencies, errors, and bugs and all the time. And those are just technical challenges. We also have other policy requirements that we need to adhere to make sure that the system protect the privacy at the level of the guarantee that we expect to adhere to a lot of different kind of regulation all around the world, internally, externally. And so we don't want to really fully solve all of this problem today. We want to introduce some tool to help mitigate this problem. And before we move on, just want to ask the audience to please raise your hands if you know what Presto is. A few of you, thanks. So the Presto is a distributed query, SQL query engine for big data. It is like, so you just send a SQL-like query to Presto, and it will run it distributedly through a lot of different machines, and then run it on a massive amount of data if you have, and return the result to you as if it is running on a single machine. It's pretty cool. Check it out. It's all open source, and Meta internally rely heavily on Presto for all kinds of data analysis. The majority of data analysis is actually running through Presto. That makes Presto become a very attractive target for deploying DP solutions. And so we build the DP algorithm. We implement it directly into Presto engine. But before showing those query, those noisy aggregations, I want to show why we don't want to do it. Use SQL languages. So here in the slides example where we want to find the median amount of median value of a column, and on the right is how one way to implement that with just SQL language. As you can see, it's just like very complex, and we don't really expect any engineer or analyst to really understand, implement it, debug it. So this is how you do it in just using SQL language. And this is how you do it with the noisy aggregations that we build directly into Presto. So here's one example with noisy approximate percentile Q3. This is a noisy aggregation built directly into the Presto engine that we don't want to go into detail, but you can see it's already like really way simpler, easier to implement, easier to debug, and then we can really deploy it, send it to the team, and they will probably understand what we want to do here. So percentile query is one aggregation that we have. We also implement it for majority of common aggregations, including like count, if, sum, average, approximate, distinct, min, max, and percentile. And those are the list of the noisy aggregations that we started. It's really to help us to take care of a lot of heavy lifting of implementing very complex SQL queries, DP algorithms using SQL languages now can be used in a lot of different kind of private workflows. But and we have this implemented for like the aggregation that I mentioned before. We implemented using different algorithms, and here we all open source this algorithm on Presto open source. Most of these are already in production, some in other pull requests. But yeah, but they're open source, check them out. These are, I can see, help us a lot with the heavy lifting of DP algorithm, but it's not enough to really scale up the adoptions. So we also, around this, build up other toolings for automatically converting all kind of different requests and workflows automatically into a privacy-preserving forms. For example, when we have a on-the-fly query rewrite, for like when the analyst just type the query and then click run, and then the tool just automatically change it into a privacy-preserving form so that when it runs, the return data is now definitively private. So this is very, very important for adoptions, and this tooling, these noisy aggregations, the primitives here, along with the toolings, really enable us to deploy DP at scale, and then enable the teams to adopt them in various workflows very flexibly with a very minimal change to their current workflows. This is very important for easy adoptions of the DP technology. And so we also, with this tooling, we also have seen great reductions in the inconsistencies, errors, and bugs of deploying DP across the teams. And it's a very effective tool for enforcement of privacy policy and privacy guarantee. So yeah, so the takeaway from this, you can see DP deploying at scale is not an easy task. We have introduced some tool that basically basically build the DP primitive right into the query engines. We started with the Presto. It's open source, so we can and anyone can have expertise. Please help us to deploy it into other query engine as well. With those primitives, we're also building the toolings around that to help us streamline the adoption process. This helps us deploy DP at scale, easy to adopt, increase the flexibility, minimizing the change, minimizing the inconsistencies and errors. Also, really very important for privacy enforcement and privacy guarantee across the team, internally and externally. Yeah, so with that, I'm happy to answer questions.